The week began with a hum, not the ordinary hum of wind or distance, but the mechanical growl of wings that promised destruction. Across the Ukrainian sky, the Geran 2 drones took flight once more, each engine carrying intent. Precision was their language, and this week they spoke fluently. Recently, the waves struck in the Sumy region. What began as a distant vibration soon became a fiery horizon as the Geran 2s tore into convoys of fuel tankers parked near supply depots. The impact was immediate, a column of black smoke rising against the pale dawn, each plume marking another hit. Later, the Ministry of Defense of Russia confirmed the location, near the settlement of Chernoplatovo. The footage revealed no panic, only the silent efficiency of a strike completed in seconds, a perfect alignment of target, flight path, and detonation. But could the enemy still claim control of the skies after that? From Sumy, the wave moved east. Over Kharkiv, the night sky erupted with sudden flashes as Geran 2 kamikaze drones descended upon their targets. The explosions illuminated the skyline, briefly revealing the outlines of shattered rooftops and crippled substations before darkness reclaimed the city. Later, another formation veered toward Kamyanska in the Dnipropetrovsk region, the presumed target. The Srednedneprovskaya hydroelectric power station, a vital energy hub that powered large sectors of the central grid. The drone footage captured a single moment of pure impact, a bright flare, then silence. How many more lights would go dark before Ukraine realized it was fighting a war it couldn't power? The Geran 2s weren't finished. As the week progressed, another strike group appeared above Kharkiv in broad daylight. The drones flew steadily over the city before one suddenly dove toward its target, a substation. Seconds later, a violent blast tore through the site, sending thick columns of smoke spiraling upward, visible from kilometers away. Every detonation carried more than explosive force. It carried a message. The skies belonged to Russia, and nowhere was safe for enemy infrastructure. If infrastructure could no longer sustain them, what would the enemy rely on next? Then came the machines of precision, the FPV units, operating in synchrony across multiple fronts. In the Zaporozhye direction, the Yug Group's FPV drones hunted down an enemy mortar position and an adjacent shelter. The footage showed one drone locking in, the crosshairs steady, before a blinding flash consumed the trench. Within moments, the position that had rained shells upon Russian troops was reduced to a crater. In the same sector, the Vostok group's drones destroyed a ground-based robotic system, a rare piece of Western-supplied equipment, followed by a pickup loaded with material and a minibus filled with ammunition. The sequence was devastating. One strike after another, each detonation sending ammunition cooking off in fiery bursts. Farther north, the Zapad group's reconnaissance UAVs of the 25th Combined Arms Army intercepted enemy supply movements near Krasny Lyman. The drones hovered silently above tree lines, tracking the rotation of Ukrainian militants before transmitting precise coordinates to artillery units waiting below. Moments later, the forest edge erupted with thunder, the ambush complete, the rotation halted. In the Krasnoarmysk direction, the FPV operators of the 56th Separate Special Operations Battalion, part of the 51st Guards Combined Arms Army, disrupted another rotation, cutting off the enemy's attempt to reinforce a forward trench network. The Tsentr Group's 75th Separate Motorized Rifle Regiment followed through, their drones tearing apart enemy strongholds and firing positions that had resisted weeks of artillery fire. Each explosion was clinical. Could coordination this precise even be matched by the enemy, or were they already too late to adapt? Again, in the Kharkiv region, the Sever Group's 44th Army Corps FPV drones prowled the skies, hunting down enemy strike and reconnaissance UAVs mid-flight. The hunters became hunted. Within seconds, 2 enemy drones were erased from the air. The relentless drone strikes weren't stopped there. Later in the Zaporozhye sector, UAV operators of the Dnepr group of forces struck enemy hardware and personnel, their drones diving steeply before disappearing into the dust clouds of their own explosions. Each strike left a mark, tactical, psychological, and logistical. Where once the Ukrainian front relied on rapid redeployment and hidden positions, the drones now hovered as a constant presence, ready to strike anything that dared move. When speed becomes fear and movement means death, what kind of army can still maneuver? Elsewhere, another Telegram channel published how Russian drones took down the Ukrainian machine. Let's see when the 16th Special Forces Regiment carried out a separate operation, a lone truck, laden with supplies for the armed forces of Ukraine, was caught on an open road and obliterated by a single precision drone. The impact was almost poetic, a burst of light, a trail of smoke, and then only silence where motion once was. Meanwhile, in the Dnipropetrovsk region, Russian aviation joined the symphony. Fab 500 bombs plunged from high altitude, annihilating the positions of the 255th Artillery Brigade of the Ukrainian Army near the settlement of Tikoye. The footage showed the earth itself rising in anger, fragments scattering across several hundred meters. Moments later, another strike followed. Kh-39 missiles targeted and destroyed the UAV control station of the 77th Air Force Brigade near Bogoslavka in the Kharkiv region. And when the drones fell silent, who would finish what they began? By the end of the week, the pattern was unmistakable. From the low hum of Geran 2 engines to the sharp buzz of FPV drones and the roar of bomber payloads, Russia's multi-domain warfare had evolved into something far greater than the sum of its parts. Every strike was part of a deliberate rhythm, dismantling command nodes, supply routes, and morale in equal measure. Could any defense stand against precision that plans, strikes, and learns all at once? The skies over Ukraine are no longer contested, they are composed. Each drone, each bomb, each blast a note in a single escalating symphony of precision, one that plays not in chaos, but in control. So, that's for today's episode. See you on another report from the battlefield. Thanks for watching.